So, good day everyone. The topic that I will be discussed for today is all about the Assure model. So, what is the Assure model? So, the Assure model is an instructional system or guideline that teachers can use to develop lesson plans which integrate the use of technology and media according to Smolino, Lothar, and Russell 2008. So, now let's take a look at that in detail. So, the Assure model has six steps, which are the analyze learners, state objectives, select methods, media, and materials, utilize technology, media, and material. Next is this require learner participation, and lastly, evaluate and revise. So now, the first step in the Assure model is to analyze the learners. So, to effectively analyze the learners, it is crucial to examine their abilities and needs in detail from the beginning. So, without this initial understanding, instructional plans may be ineffective. So, by assessing learners' competencies early on, teachers can tailor their methods to better support each student's learning journey. So, as part of analyzing your learners, you must identify your audience. You must know the audience if you are to select the best medium to meet the objectives you have set. The audience can be analyzed in terms of their general characteristics, competencies, and then the learning styles. First is the general characteristics, and it includes grade level, age, the gender, and the mental, emotional, or even socio-economic status. The specific characteristics of learners depend on these factors.
So next is the competencies. It refers to the prior knowledge and the attitude about the topic. So at the beginning, assume learners lack the specific knowledge or skills but possess the ability to learn from the lesson. However, this prerequisite knowledge can be assumed casually, especially in mixed ability classes where teachers expect readiness levels. So students will need remedial help before they are ready to begin a particular unit of instruction. This suggests that instructors must verify assumptions about learners' entry competencies through informal methods or formal assessments, such as standardized or teacher-made tests. Now, let's move forward to the learning styles. There are visual, musical, verbal, logical, and etc. So, learning styles refer to a set of psychological traits that determine how individuals perceive, interact with, and respond to their learning environment. So again, these styles can include visual, musical, verbal, logical, and the others. Now, the second part is the state objectives. So the state of the objectives are statements describing what the learners will do as a result of the instruction. So objectives are the learning outcomes. So objectives are the desired learner outcomes, what students will learn from the lesson. So to develop effective objectives, frame them in terms of the specific behaviors learners should be able to demonstrate after completing the instruction. So objectives should be clear and specific so learners understand their goals. So well-defined objectives ensure both teaching and learning are focused and goal oriented. So next is most objectives contains four parts. When learners
parts,
are
and
active,
it is the
mentally
audience,
processing
the
ideas
behavior,
or
the
practicing
conditions, and the
skills. Degree. So a well-stated objective identifies the learners and focus on their actions, not the teachers. So learning happens best when so next is the behavior. The heart of the objective is the verb. So the core of an objective is the verb that describes the learner's new capability after instruction. So using an observable behavior in the verb helps communicate the content clearly. So next is the condition and the degree. How, what circumstances, and then what level. So the condition specifies the circumstances under which the objective will be observed. So a well-stated objective also includes performance standards outlining the required accuracy or proficiency, whether expressed quantitatively or qualitatively. So the next part is to select methods, media, and materials for the learning task. So, which may involve modifying existing materials or designing new ones. So, the instructor should connect the audience to the objectives by carefully choosing the teaching methods. A systematic plan for using media requires selecting media thoughtfully and in alignment with the learning goals. So, selection process has two stages. First, deciding on the appropriate method for the given learning task. So, it will be overly simplistic to believe that one method is superior for all learning needs. So, teachers often structure assignments to accommodate different learning styles. So allowing students to practice through methods that suit their individual preferences. So number two, choosing appropriate media format. So selecting, modifying, or designing materials within a chosen format is crucial. If suitable materials are unavailable, you can modify what is available, which can be both challenging and creative. So the next part is utilize methods, media, and materials. So the utilize methods, media, and the materials. Its steps involves developing a plan for implementing selected media and materials in the lesson. So the teacher outlines how each major materials will be used to help learners meet the lesson objectives. So the media, materials, and technologies selected should be focused on carrying out the selected method. So before using electronic equipment, test it beforehand to ensure it's functioning properly. It's also important to practice the lesson itself before presenting it to the learners. Next, prepare the room, equipment, facilities, and as both learners and the teachers need to be ready to maximize the learning impact of the presentation. You must follow the certain utilization procedures, which is first to preview the materials. This never use instructional materials blindly. During the selection process, ensure they are appropriate for your audience and the objectives. Next is the practice the presentation. So after previewing the materials, practice your portion of the presentation. However, avoid over practicing. The third one is prepare the environment. Whether the presentation takes place in a classroom, auditorium, or meeting room, ensure the environment is set up properly. This may include a darkened room, power supply, and easy access to light switches for media usage. And the last part is present the material. So this is the moment you prepared for. Make the most of it by engaging the class and directing their attention effectively, demonstrating strong showmanship. So now let's move forward for number 5, which is the required learner participation. So the required learner participation requires you to describe how you are going to get each learner actively and individually involved in the lesson. So students learn when they are actively involved in the learning experiences. So incorporate questions, discussion, group works, and hands-on activities to actively engage students with the content. Focus on ensuring learners really understand the material, allowing them to construct knowledge rather than just receive it. Finally, provide feedback before conducting any evaluation. Next is provide opportunities for learners to practice the capability being taught. So, the fifth step in the Azure model is to provide opportunities for learners to practice the skills being taught. Educators recognize that active participation in the learning process significantly enhances the learning. So we're now at the last part, which are the evaluate student performance and revise. So here, the evaluation should be matched the objective. Ultimately, this last stage is most important because we must evaluate the instruction process. So, from the start to finish, it's important to reflect on your objectives, instructional strategy, and the materials and assessment. Evaluate learners' progress by measuring them against the objectives you set at the beginning. So this step helps determine if the lesson was effective and identifies any steps that may need modification or re-examination. So, the Azure model supports the field of educational technology. So, by recognizing that each student learns differently, while it is used to systematically design instruction, it moves away from the traditional methods, incorporating technology to deliver the lessons effectively. So, in conclusion, the Azure model consists of 6 key components essential for successful instruction, which is first the analyze learners. Next is the state objectives. The third one, select methods, media, and materials. Next is utilize methods, media, and materials. And then the fifth one, require learner participation. And lastly, evaluate and revise. So this is a basic overview of the Azure model. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from my video.